The biggest thing I look forward to is showing my friends and family like the girl I used to be.
So let our audience know your blood type, let our audience know, the details they need to help donate or even get tested to see if they could be a donor and help save your life. Welcome to the Green Table Talk. I am your host, Janine Johnson. Today we're speaking to my friend Navjot. Navjot, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
I'm excited you're here. We are going to talk about your journey and the fact that you're currently looking for a kidney donor.
Yes.
But before we start that, I want our audience to get to know you a little bit. I want to find out who's Navjot, what do you do in your spare time? Do you have any hobbies? Just let us know. Give us a little insight about yourself.
For sure. So I'm about to turn 28 in just about 3 weeks. I really love art. I've always loved art. I've always liked painting. I love painting with my sister. I've always been like a really big reader. Recently, I got into like mystery books. So now I'm looking for like recommendations. On my spare time, I really enjoy going on walks. I love sitting on my porch at night, watching the sunset. I love hanging out with friends. I love very like relaxed activities. That's really just who I am. I just like a good, nice, comfy, and relaxed time.
You are speaking my language. That is just me down to the T. Love just relaxing, chilling. That's me. That's perfect. Love it. And happy birthday, early birthday.
Thank you.
So you're currently looking for a kidney donor.
Yes.
So what happened? How is it that your kidney started to fail?
So I was actually born with this one kidney on my right side when I was born. I have something called a neurogenic bladder, which pretty much causes like reflux back up to my right kidney. And because of that, I get a lot of like UTIs and like all of that causes damage to my kidneys. And because I only have this one kidney, it's been really hard for my body to kind of handle all the infections I'm currently getting. So over time, like ever since I was born, the reoccurring infections, reoccurring problems, the stress on my kidney, it's kind of just began failing. And right now I'm currently at stage 5 chronic kidney disease. My kidney is currently functioning about 8%. It's a little bit unique because I only have this one kidney. So I figured it's time for me to kind of start that search for a kidney. My doctors have begun talking about like dialysis. They've been talking about it for like 2 years at this point. Like I've talked to all the dialysis surgeons. I've gotten all my consultations done. We have like a plan in place. We're kind of in a stage where I'm just like monitoring my symptoms. And if my doctors have told me I have a really good relationship with them, they kind of told me, if you get to a point where you feel like you can't do your day-to-day anymore, like we'll start dialysis. But they're like, it's up to you completely. So right now, like it is a little bit of a struggle, but I feel like I'm still able to manage my day-to-day. I feel okay overall. I still have like a lot of symptoms I'm struggling with, but I think since I was like born with this, my mindset is a little bit different where like to me, I know to others this may seem alarming, but to me, this is like my normal. So in a sense, like I kind of feel like I'm okay, but I kind of realize like I'm in a really like tough spot as well. And I need to start looking for that kidney, just thinking about my future and thinking about like wanting to feel better and wanting to prolong my life. So that's what led me to look for a kidney.
Of course. So with this particular situation this disease that you have, how did it affect you as a child? Like, how was it like your childhood obviously is different compared to another child who's not going through the same situation. So was there certain things you couldn't do? You couldn't, I don't know, run for a long period of time, or a gym in elementary school or high school was a problem. Like, how did it affect you growing up?
I think you kind of hit it. I couldn't do a lot of like the physical activity. Obviously, like that's gotten worse over time. When I was a kid, it was a little bit better. But I think what impacted me the most was I was absent a lot of the time because I was just getting sick so often. Like I used to kind of joke to my family that like the hospital with sick kids, like that kind of felt like my second home just because I was admitted there so often. I missed at points like months of school, and because of that, like I missed like really important chapters in school. Like in grade 3, I got sick for I think like 3 or 4 months, and I missed like that entire introductory chapter to like learning math, like multiplying, division, and all that. And like I struggled with that for my entire life. Like I was never good at maths just because I missed like the foundation of it. And then even in high school, I would again, like I would just get really sick. I would fall behind on my work. I would miss a lot of like important events at school. I wouldn't be able to go to any of like the I think they used to call like the semi parties. I never went to any of those.
Yeah, the
Even when
semi-formal
it came
stuff.
to, yeah, even when it came to like graduation, like grade 12, I was really, really sick. And like it was to a point where like obviously all my teachers knew, my principal, my vice principal, they all knew. And like I remember I went into the office one day and like I was just crying, and I was like, I got an email from my doctor, like my blood work's not looking good, like I have to go, they're gonna admit me, and I was so close to just graduating and experiencing all of those like graduation events. And like everybody was so understanding. They kind of just told me, listen, like we understand the situation you're in. You don't have to like participate in any of the graduation events. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. But like, I wanted to.
You want to, of course. That's part of the high school experience, right?
Yeah.
Graduation, prom, all that stuff.
Yeah. It was really hard. I feel like I missed out on a lot of like important events. I still did get to go to like prom. I got to go to my graduation, but like I was so close to not being able to do any of that. And just that fear every single time, like I'm gonna miss this. I did miss a lot. And like I think that fear kind of just lives with me. Like even when I have like an important event coming up, like before that event, I'll do everything to make sure, I'm eating good. I'm like moving. I'm doing everything I can not to get sick, just so I don't miss the event.
You're in like preventative measures mode. You don't want to miss it, so you're trying your hardest not to.
And that comes directly from my childhood of like missing so much.
And that's difficult too, because you're always playing catch up as well. Like you said, you've missed like major chapters in math, for example. So when you finally do come back now, you're always trying to play catch up in math and everything else. That's difficult.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
I honestly like I remember that one event so much just because like for the rest of like my middle school, high school life, like I struggled with math so much just because I missed the foundation of it.
Wow. That's difficult. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So you said that your doctors have a game plan in place in terms of dialysis if needed. Well, have you decided, I'm assuming you've already decided what type of dialysis you'd like to start if needed?
Yeah, I originally wanted to start with hemodialysis, but after talking to like both the hemodialysis staff as well as the peritoneal, we kind of decided that peritoneal is the right path for me to start with, just because I have like really poor veins. Even like whenever I go for a blood test, at one point in my life, it took them like 14 tries to get a needle into my veins.
Like, wait, what? So you have different nurses coming up to you on the same day trying to get your blood?
Literally, they had to call in like the pediatric nurse at one point, and he had to do it. Like, I wish I could like show you my veins, but like I barely have them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have terrible veins too. And for me, the max is 4 at one point. And I was so upset. I like 4 different people poking. I'm like, hey, listen, you've got to use the blood, like the smallest butterfly needle. You can't use the big gigantic ones. You've got to and it has to be this spot. Like it's always
so hard. It's so frustrating sometimes too, because like I'll go to a lab for like regular blood work, and for the longest time they would never listen to me. Like I know where my good spots are, and I would point out like, please go here, please use my hands. Like I'm gonna start dialysis soon, and I can't get any needles in my arms, and they would never just like listen to me. So then I explained to my doctor, like I'm so frustrated, like I don't know what to do. You guys keep telling me to like save my arm veins, but nobody is listening to me. Like what do I do? So then my doctor told me, she's like, you have to put your foot down and you have to be. So like that was another thing I had to learn. I had to tell them like, no, you can't use my arms. Like go in my hands. This is exactly where you go. You can try here, here, here. and that's it.
You know best. It's your
Yeah.
veins. You've experienced, and it's true. You have to put your foot down. You have to advocate for yourself, because if you don't, they're going to go ahead, poke
Yeah.
you, and then mess things up. And then, like you said, 14 other people coming
Yeah.
through to get, no, see, I don't have the patience for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So let our audience know your blood type, let our audience know, the details they need to help donate or even get tested to see if they could be a donor and help save your life.
For sure. So I am blood type B positive. In order for you to match with me, you can either be blood type of B or O, the Rh factor. So whether you're negative or positive doesn't matter in this scenario. You have to be between the ages of 18 to 60 years old. You have to be in a good health standing, because we want to make sure that, if you are a candidate, we want to make sure you're healthy as well after the fact. And to get tested, if you go to my Instagram page or if you go to my Facebook page, it's called Donor for Navjot Sohi. The 4 is the number 4.
Mm-hmm.
In my bio, I have linked the form that you need to fill out. It's a form from UHN. It's just pretty much a donor health history questionnaire where you're giving the program information about your health, information about your blood type. You're telling them that you're willing to get tested. And once they receive the form, they kind of assess the form as a step 1. And if they think that you're a good candidate to get tested, then they contact you for the next steps.
How long is the process approximately? Let's just say, you know what? Yes, we have someone that looks positive. They look like they can actually help you out. How long is the process?
So I don't have a really precise answer here. What I've heard from my doctors is that it can take anywhere from 6 months to a year, just because there's a lot of extensive testing that goes with it. So I know one person that was getting tested for me, they were tested up to 8 months, and then at the 8-month mark they got they pretty much were you're not eligible to continue the process. So it could really just vary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard because they don't really give me a lot of information, obviously, because of health privacy laws. So
yeah, of course,
I'm kind of in the dark as well.
Okay. We know just by listening to your story, you've been through a lot. What I'd like to know is, what does your support system look like? Who do you turn to when you just want to just scream? Who do you turn to when you just want to sit there and just cry? Who do you turn to when you just want to you know what? I'm having a good day today. I want to do something. Let's go. I'm having a good day. Who do we turn to for that?
Honestly, I struggled with this for a really long time. I felt like I was really alone in this journey. And then I felt like I couldn't really turn to anybody because I didn't want to kind of just be a burden on other people. So I dealt with it alone for a lot of years until COVID hit. And then you really were just alone. You were going to your appointments alone. You were getting admitted alone. You were doing surgeries alone. I think that kind of made me realize I can't do this alone, right? So I think step 1 for me was I got a therapist. I talked to my therapist. I worked through some mental blockages I had. Mm-hmm. And then I slowly started looping in my friends. And especially my best friend, I think I opened up to her in a way I never really opened up to anybody in the past. Mm-hmm. I'm at a point now where if I want to cry or if I want to laugh, if I want to tell her anything, I will just FaceTime her and I will tell her. And she lives really close to me, and we'll hang out. And honestly, my friends have really come through for me. I feel like I can go to them in a blink of an eye and they'll be there for me. As well as my sister, me and her literally share a washroom. So sometimes I'm so emotional, I'll just go knock on her door and I'll be crying and she'll just hug me. Just my friends and sister, my brother as well, and then my boyfriend's family and him as well.
Beautiful. It is very, very important to have a strong support system, because this is a lot. And you're going through a lot, and you have to be able to turn to someone, like you said, just to scream or to cry or just, celebrate the fact that today's a good day. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to turn to someone. So yay to your family and your best friends being able to be there for you. And I'm proud of you for turning around saying, you know what? I got to see someone. I need to see a therapist. There's a lot of, stuff that I need to get off my chest. And I'm glad you took that first step, because some people think I could deal with it. I could just do it on my own. I don't need professional help. And there's nothing wrong with actually getting professional help. Nothing at all. Because that's the only way you can get better, right?
I think like my doctors kind of realized I needed help like at the beginning of COVID. Like she had asked me, she's like, if you want to ever talk to somebody, like just let me know. And like at first, like I kind of declined her offer. And then a year passed by and I was really struggling. And I remember I went to that appointment and I was like, hey, like, does that offer still stand? And I just took a leap of faith. But I think like to this day, that was the best decision I could have made for myself.
Good. Sometimes it's the hardest decision, but yes, it is the best decision.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to know, once you do get your transplant, because you're going to get this transplant, what is it that you want to do? What is on that list of yours that, you know, like the moment I get that second lease on life, I'm going to...
That's such a hard question to answer. I feel like there's so much I want to do. I think the biggest thing I look forward to is showing my friends and family like the girl I used to be. Like someone that always had the energy, someone who was always having fun, laughing. I feel like now, like, obviously I am still doing the same, but like, I'm just so tired.
Yes,
I get exhausted so easily. And like, to me, it kind of feels like it could get annoying sometimes, but like, I always tell my friends, I was like, I can't wait for you to see me after this transplant. Like, I can't wait for you to see like this old version of me, especially like my boyfriend. Like I met him during COVID, like once I started getting sick, and I always tell him, I was like, I can't wait for you to see like the real me.
Yes.
Other than that, like honestly, just going for a walk every single day. I used to go on like 3.5 kilometer walks every single day. I haven't been able to do that this summer. I want to travel, and I feel like I couldn't do that just because, again, I can't, I don't have it in me.
It takes a lot of energy to travel. Even if you're just sitting in the airport for 2 hours waiting for the plane to take take off or whatever, it does take a lot of energy. It's very draining. I mean, obviously when the trip starts, you're great, but it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, even like now, like if my friends are planning something like to go to Toronto, I will leave my house in like 20 minutes. Like I'm just sitting in the car and we're driving to the GO station. I'll get off at the GO station. I'm like, I'm so tired.
I'm done.
They haven't even started. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have energy again. I'm excited just to explore again. Like I loved being outside, and I loved seeing nature, and I loved walking in nature. I loved being with my friends. I loved going out to eat. I'm excited.
And you're going to do it, and everybody's going to see the real you, the you that has that energy. Everyone's going to experience you that, like you said, that go for those long walks and all that. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And like, I feel like the long walks were so helpful for like my mental health, and like me and my friends enjoyed it so much. Like that walk would pass by like a snap, but like now I feel like walking like 2 or 3 blocks, like it feels so long. It feels so tiresome. Like it's just so different.
And the thing is, you enjoyed it before, but now you're going to enjoy it 10 times more once you get the transplant, because you've missed it all this time. So once you get the transplant, you're going to be like, oh, this is what I needed. This is what I missed. It's gonna taste twice as sweet. You know what I mean? It's going to be amazing.
I'm so excited. Like I imagine myself like walking through that trail, and like I even used to run through that trail. So like that's another thing I'm excited for. Like I just can't wait.
Yeah. And that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel it's going to happen. Someone's going to see this, or, someone's going to pass this information along to someone else. You're on social media, you're putting the word out there, you're doing everything correct. So you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work, and it's going to get the attention of someone, and someone's going to come through. Who knows? Maybe more than one person is going to come through. I had more than one, person come forward for myself. Of course, they picked the right person, that was best suited for myself. But we're going to have another interview, and we're going to discuss life after transplant and what you've been doing, and your beautiful glowing face at that point in time. And you're going to be telling a completely different story, and you're going to be telling me about those walks and how amazing it was to run on the trail. So I look forward to that.
Thank you.
At this point in time, this is where I share my nugget of knowledge. And just to let you know, the nugget of knowledge is just a quote that reminds me of you, or a quote that I feel defines your situation and just you and your journey. Today, this quote is from Martin Luther King, and it says, "We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope." And hearing your story and your journey and what you've been through, you definitely have not lost hope. You continue to strive. You keep your head on high, your head straight. You have your crown placed firmly on your head. You're going, you're doing what you need to do. And regardless of what life throws at you, regardless of your journey or what the situation is, you keep going and you're strong and you're gorgeous. You don't look like there's any type of disappointment or anything taking place in your life right now that would bring you down. And I feel that's what's going to carry you through this whole situation. Obviously, we know, yes, there's a lot of ups and a lot of downs on this journey. I've been there with you, so I completely understand, but you don't let it keep you down. You go through the emotions that you go through. You scream, you cry, you do what you need to do, but you get right back up, you straighten your crown, and you keep going. And that is what I love about you and this journey that you're on. And that's why I feel you are going to be successful with this. There's no other outcome. You are going to get this transform that you're looking for. So thank you for sharing this journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so sweet. Thank you.
Of course. You brought that out in me, girl. This is what I see when I hear you and I hear your journey and I hear the stuff that you've been through. And it's very inspiring.